Hi guys, so in this week's video I'm going to be showing off my art challenge that I did in March. I released this prompt list in early February, so if anybody wanted to join me while doing the art challenge, they could. Now if you still want to do this prompt list, it is still available for you to do. It's not specifically for any certain month, I just decided that it'd be fun just to call it Marianarch. In this video, I'm going to be showcasing my results of Marianarch. So day one was Crystal, and this is of my kingdom of Verona. And the caption to this is, "The crystal encrusted waterfall dazzled in the Veronan sunset." If you would like to purchase any of these originals, please email me down below, or I could put these on my Etsy if there is interest for them. So day two is Angel, and this is of my character Cygini. The caption is, "The new empress had the wings of an angel." And I just love the different tones that I got here. It's so soft with its red pink tones. And I also find what's interesting about this one is I actually messed up on the line work of the face, so I actually did it on the back. Day three is Demon, and this is Emperor Hawk of Avis, so Cygini's at this point in the timeline ex-husband. And the caption is, "What kind of demon would do such a thing?" And this is of him making a wall ornament of Mariposan wings, which is quite gruesome actually now that I think about it. But yeah, this one was also quite a limited colour palette as well. Day four was Blush, and you can actually see a speed paint of this one done, and I will leave a link to that in the top right hand corner. But the caption for this one was, "The thought of Yumi dancing with him made Micah blush." And this is Crown Prince Micah of Verona and Princess Yumi of Artro. Day five also has a speed paint for it, and it appeared in the same video as Blush. This is Princess Marianarch of Verona. She is the daughter of Princess Briar and Callan the Pirate King. And the caption to this one, "Marianarch loved the golden feathers in her father's hat." I've mentioned in a previous video that these golden feathers actually belonged to Princess Canara of Avis, Hawk's big sister. Day six was Mirror. He could not believe his eyes. There was a girl in the mirror. So this is of my character Mirror. She is a very old character of mine. She's one of my original 7 that I introduced onto the channel really early on. And I haven't really done much with her, but she will appear a lot later in the timeline. I don't really want to give too much away of where she'll appear because I know that some people from my Sims channel watch this channel and vice versa. So I don't want to give too much away just yet. I personally love all the blooming effects I got on this one, it's so pretty. Day 7 was Ornate, and we have Princess Lucille of Loca, so she is currently now the Queen of Halley. So this is actually on her wedding day, in her wedding dress, which is really cute. Lucille was ornately dressed for her wedding to the king. But yeah, I'm really loving all the blooming effects that I can get with the ink. And as you can see, this one has metallic silver on the crown. Ooh. Day 8 is of King Brandon of Halley. So this one's kind of like a matching one, but it's slightly earlier in the timeline, and it's Distant. Brandon had never felt so distant after she left for Loca. So story-wise, this is just after Lucille had left, and he just felt this void, and he just felt so distant from everybody else. It's so sad. Poor Brandon. Day 9, Ribbon, and this is Princess Isla of Verona, one of the grandchildren of the king. Ribbons fluttered as she twirled, and I really love how this style of dress is kind of like a Snow White style of dress. It's really pretty. Also, she just reminds me of Boleyn from 6. If you've ever seen 6, I love 6 the musical, but she has like a Boleyn kind of feel to her in terms of her character. Sorry, not sorry about what I said, I'm just trying to have some fun. Isla's really got that vibe, and I just love that about her. She was created before I even knew about the musical 6, so the fact that I could actually pin that vibe to her after the fact was actually really, really fun. Day 10 was Pocket. And the caption in this one is more so from the perspective of a character looking at this scene, which is a really interesting concept to me, I think. So the caption being, Elijah could not reach for his pocket hanky quick enough at the sight. So he's very emotional about this sight. It's Loki and her newborn little baby Kai, and it's so, so cute. I think the thing that makes me like this piece, because it was looking really off while I was doing it, but after I took a really thinned down version of the background colour and I lightly did shading with the background colour, it kind of brought it all together, if that makes sense. And then because I have a too much gene, I put all these hearts in the background, and so, so cute. This pink is really blowing out the camera. It really is that bright in person. It's so lovely. Day 11 was Drop. Now this is based on one of my favourite Sims story posts that I've done of Crown Prince Sparrow of Avis and Princess Holly Blue of Mariposa. So Romeo and Juliet of Mariana. And this is the scene where they exchange promise rings. So the caption is, Holly dropped to her knees at his words. Sparrow had just promised himself to her. And it's so, so cute. Oh, I love them. The gradient in the background is probably one of my favourites. You can see it without shine here. In real life, obviously it looks like traditional art, but on the camera, looking at it through the screen, it really does remind me of digital art. Day 12 is Seal, and the caption being, the young king sealed his first personal letter. So this is from the perspective of Brandon, but I like how it's not of a character, it's actually just of what a character sees, or like a scene depicting on what is happening in the story. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a picture of a character. I think I'm going to turn down my light a little bit so you can actually see some of the tones and the colours, because this is one of those ones that has such gentle tones. Sometimes the contrast can be a little bit too much on camera, that it can't pick up all the light tones and the subtle colour. But yeah, that is Hallie's emblem on the seal, and I just really love the effect of this one. Day 13 is Escape. Now this character, in terms of the timeline, isn't born yet and is also named Holly, but her name technically is actually Belle. This character is named after Holly Blue, but is referred to as Belle. And she is a princess of Mariposa, so that might give a little bit of insight into some of the future children of Mariposa. And the caption to this one is, there was no escape. MacDeal had her cornered. Oh, this one has the failed line art of day 7 ornate, because I was just reusing pieces of paper because I didn't want to waste any paper. Day 14 is Lost, and this is of Brandon's puppy Rona. It's so, so cute. I love this one. I've never really drawn a dog before like this, so it was really interesting and fun just to give it a go. I actually have the sketch in one of my sketchbooks, which I will do a sketchbook tour eventually of that sketchbook. But yeah, this is of Lucille finding Rona before Brandon does. And this is before Brandon and Lucille have met. The caption for this one is, are you lost, little pup? Oh, your name's Rona. So day 15 is actually a combination with day 16 as well. I don't know whether you can see it, but it's very, very subtle in the background. I've put like outlines of crystal in white in this yellow. It can be seen in real life like very vividly, but like on camera it's really hard to pick it up. So I hope you can actually see it. Day 15 is History and day 16 is Crown. So the caption for this combined prompt is, Verona made history by crowning its first co-regent king. And this is of James II of Verona. He's more affectionately known in the family as Jamie, so that differentiates him between his dad and him. Day 17 is Armour. The caption is, I was expecting the king. but I'll accept a man in armour. So this is actually Nicholas's dad, Thomas Callisto. We don't actually meet him in the Sims series, but we don't actually meet him in the artwork either. So I really like depicting stories from the past, so like a prequel of what is happening right now. So this is Camilla and Thomas, and this is before they married and had Nicholas, so this is when they met. Yeah, and all of the detail on his chainmail. And the Loca crest as well. Oh, I love it. I think my favourite thing is like his initials, like Thomas Callisto, so a T and C intertwined. I think that's pretty. For day 18, it's floating, and for this one, I'll be honest, I had no idea what I was going to do for this one. I knew it was going to be one of the Sky Kingdoms, either Mariposa or Avis, but I already had a lot of Avis, so I kind of wanted to do some Mariposa pieces, and this is Queen Nymphalidae of Mariposa. So this is Yulia, Argus, Pieris, Holly, and Sky's mother. And in this one, she's either pregnant with Holly or Sky. I personally think she would be pregnant with Sky in this one. So Sky was her last baby and she passed away giving birth to him, which is really, really sad. So it kind of makes this image very bittersweet. The caption is, "Floating there, quite serene, was my queen, cradling her baby bump." So I think the caption would be from the perspective of her husband, King Callias. Day 19 is another Mariposan one, but this is later on in the timeline, and I'm not going to explain too much because this is not in the near future, but it would be coming up within the next year, I would say, in the Sims series. So if you're watching that series, I don't want to spoil too much that's happening, because I do like to draw ahead in the timeline, because I can just draw whatever point of the timeline I like. But this is Princess Holly Blue of Mariposa, but also Crown Princess Holly Blue of Avis at this point in the timeline, because in day 12's artwork you saw her promise to Sparrow, so they do actually get married at some point. Not going to say exactly when, because, you know, spoilers. But day 19 is plot, and the caption is, "Holly plotted out her next move. She wasn't going to let Hawk win." So I wonder what that could mean for the series. Day 20 is Moonlight, and this one for me is very, very sad and feely, because the caption is, "Loca will forever bask in your moonlight, my darling." So it's a reference for Jonathan's feelings for River. So this is after she's passed away, and I say that like that because she passed away in suspicious circumstances. Who knows what happened to her? But Jonathan would always go out to the moon and actually look at the moon as if he is talking to River, because Ley Luna was River's kingdom originally, and Ley Luna was a kingdom of the moon, so it's kind of like he has a connection to her through the moon, which is really, really sad. Day 21 is Dream, and this is of Alexandra Marine. So in this picture she is actually engaged to the Crown Prince of Dune, Crown Prince Matt. At the moment he is now Pharaoh, so she is actually his queen, and the caption is, "If this is a dream, she never wanted to wake up." You can kind of see that I used bronze gel pen on her earrings, and I think also in her eyes as well. I don't know whether you can see that, but like there's a little bit in her eyes. Oh, also on her ring as well. So day 22 is Flooded, and the caption to this one is, "Thomas, her voice was fading out as something flooded my system." So as you can see, this one has really, really nice colour shift properties. I have these two gel pens that I received in a scrawler box several years ago that I still have and are my favourite gel pens currently. So these are the gel pens in question behind these colour shift properties. I will tell you more about the piece in a minute, but I wanted to talk about these pens because I have used them on a couple of pieces in this. So these are the pens. They are the dual metallic hybrid pens, and I think they're Pentel? Yeah, they're Pentel. But yeah, this is what they look like. This one is a blue and metallic green, and this one is a violet and metallic blue. I really want to get more of these because they are gorgeous. So it's of a broken teacup, and this sort of shape, this ellipse shape, is actually supposed to be the shape of his eyes. His eyes are closing as something is flooding his system. It definitely works well when you can actually see the full contrast. When put in direct light like this, it doesn't work out very well, but when you can see the contrast, it looks really, really cool. So day 23 is numb, and the prompt is my tail went numb. Wait, where's my tail? So this is of Princess Pearl of Akrel, and she is on a beach of Verona. Now, the sky in this one, I don't know what it is, but I'm loving the way the granulation is working on this paper. It's so, so pretty. And just the colours and the blooming, and it just looks so good. So day 24 is Trap. Now this is actually also inspired by one of my story posts that I've done, so I will show you a direct comparison between the two. And you can kind of see the perspective that I was going for here, where it's actually from Sparrow's point of view, but we can see over Sparrow's shoulder, so we can see what he sees. And the caption to Trap is, I knew it was a trap. He'd never be willing to let me be with Holly. There was always a price. It's really sad that he can't be with Holly because there's always a price for what he wants because of his dad. His dad's a butt. Hawk's a butt, plain and simple. So day 25 is Habit, and this is of Callan and Briar. So this is before they fell in love and had Marianarch, and at this point in the timeline he was still calling her Rosie. Would you stop flirting with me for 1 minute? She fumed. I guess it's a force of habit, Rosie. So this next one is really, really sad, and it's day 26, Silence. The silence was deafening. I knew my baby boy was no longer of this world. So this one has a trigger warning on Instagram because it is the tragic story of Loca's spare. So this character is actually Anastasia. It's Jonathan's mom, and she actually lost a baby in between Jonathan and his little sister Eleanor, and his name was Hugo, and he died of cot death. So it was really, really sad. And this was also a story post on my Sims Instagram that I took really, really seriously, and I wanted to do it justice. And I thought that silence would be a very appropriate word for the story that happened here. Day 27 is Snowy, and the 27th of March is my birthday. This year it was my 24th birthday, and I decided, you know what, since it's in March, I'm gonna do Snowy as my birthday. Snowy is my nickname in my household and also online as well, as a lot of my accounts are Snowy Marriner. The caption for this one is, the snowy kingdom of Quillo finally had an heir. Crown Prince Lucian of Quillo. I love the blend of the blue on the curtains, it's just so pretty. Also the sky in the background. So day 28 was Explore. This is probably also one of my favourite pieces that have come out of this month. I don't know what it is. It's the composition, also the blending of the water. Just, oh my god, it was so, so good. I love it. The touch of the metallic pens in her scrunchies and also on her top as well. I just thought it all went really, really well. And this is of Marriner. So this is an older version of Marriner, and they are sailing towards Hallie. Usually when I do skylines, I usually do skylines as with blue towards the evening, but in the morning I kind of do more of a red. This for me would represent sunrise. I personally love the contrast between the red and the blue, so the hot and the cold. And the splatter effect I started doing with the watercolour brush pens and a spray bottle. The caption for this one is, "Land ho, Daddy," she shouted. Marianarch was eager to explore the kingdom of Hallie. So some of the captions are written from the perspective of the characters, and other captions are written kind of like a story, so a piece of dialogue. So day 29 is Tail. I didn't really have a clue what to do for this one. I thought, okay, tall tales, fairy tales, something along those lines. So I kind of thought, well, okay, I'll do an acrylic piece. And this one also has some of the metallic pen. Hang on, it goes out of focus from time to time. But yeah, the metallic pen. Oh, I love that. Also, the speckling effect from my new technique that I did. I probably overused it on this piece, but I really wanted like a water spray effect with this one. It kind of gave this magical effect. In the canon, this is Pearl's biological father, and his name is Morwen. He's known as Morwen, the angelfish of Akrel. The caption being, "No one knew if the tall tale of Morwen, the angelfish, was true." Oh, and this one has a very rough sketch of day 12 on the back of it. So day 30 is Balcony. This one and its gradients. Oh my god, I love this one. Ah, it's so pretty. Also, the splatter effect, because you know, I couldn't resist. This was probably one of my most favourite techniques that I learnt throughout this month. Like the spray bottle with the watercolour brush pens. Oh my god. A real game changer for me going forward. So this is of Crown Princess Typhi, and this was while she was in Halle. So a lot of these pieces take place in Halle because I was really building up that world in terms of the story and the timeline at that point. So the caption is, "A Halle balcony became her happy place." And last but not least, we have another Halle piece, but this one depicts Halle's past. You also have the use of the colour shifting gel pen, as well as my silver gel pen as well. So it's very, very glittery. So this is supposed to be an old portrait of King Oratel, Queen Marion, baby Brandon and Amelia, but their real names were Brendan and Amira. This is so, so sad. So the prompt for this one was Dynasty, and this prompt was actually based off the song Dynasty by Mia. So the caption for this one is in reference to the song. "The dynasty fell down and the heirs went missing." I will be making an art book out of this, so by the time this video goes up, I might have it available on my Etsy. If I've got the art book up at this point, I will place the link down in the description. But if you want to purchase any of these originals, please email me or ask me to put them on my Etsy shop. I'll be happy to do that. If you would like to find out more about Mariana, I will leave a link to the history video, or like a brief summary of Mariana, up in the iCard. I will be doing more Mariana videos because the timeline is currently moving forward in terms of the Sims series, and also my development of all the characters, because there's multiple generations and timelines and everything. Just like every person in real life, every character should have their own story. But yeah, if you like this video, give it a like. Maybe subscribe if you haven't already, with those post notifications on, for notifications for every time I upload a video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!